Oh, good morning, coppers. Hey. Oh, shucks. Okay.
After 3 long years, I finally got to go back to one of my favorite venues in South Africa.
My son is so hungry. This is what he bought for a month's time.
Yes, because what should have been a 2-hour drive took 4.5 hours.
Let's go get some fish.
And after a very long time, I actually got to be passenger, not have to drive. And it was such a breathtaking sight to just sit back and admire the beautiful scenery that God created. Just like with every other session, we were so excited to get to the venue, and once we arrived, we wasted no time in preparing the boat, getting our rods set up, and then starting to rig up for what was intended to be the best session of 2024. Now, if you watch the previous 2 videos of my session here, you'll understand why I've been so eager to get back to this venue. For me, this one was personal, with just one goal in mind, and that was to land one of Kwaggahoek's pristine gems. So my dad is finally on to a fish. We were sitting and having a lekker braai. And then he didn't have that alarm on because it wasn't picking up with the receiver. And while we were sitting, we heard the reel running. So what was the chances of that? It's cool. Why are you looking so serious, man?
Yeah, he went like loose. Doing little knock-knocks there now.
Knock knock, who's there? Fishy, fishy. And in true Kwaggahoek style, the first night was a disaster. My dad ended up landing a barbel, and we actually lost 2 fish shortly after. But from previous experience at this venue, I knew better than to be sad about it. Instead, we got up and got straight to work to make sure that we had to land something on day 2. Got a bit of wind here, so it's going to be a little bit tricky. But we got a job to do if we're going to catch some fish. Let's do this. Oh shucks, that's what it's called. Yeah! Okay, one last attempt. Let's see if we can catch this fish tonight. Okay, easy does it. There we go. Okay, alright. So that for me. Yeah, just give it like that. Give it up like that. Eventually, the rods were set up once again, and by evening, our luck had finally changed. Alright, so after losing 2 fish last night, and then catching a barbel earlier on today, I didn't think we were going to get a carp tonight. But then I had such a weird take. I just had a back bite and then picked up slowly. In my mind, I thought it was a barbel because that's what happened the first time earlier today. And then I asked my dad to record while I was on to the fish playing it, and he didn't do it. So unfortunately, we've missed out all of that action. But let's check the carp out. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, that is a solid carp. Okay, let's get him out of this water. Let's get him weighed. Okay guys, so After my dad thought he was recording, which he wasn't. So you've missed out all the fighting action. But this time we've made sure to show you guys this beauty that's come out of Kwaggahoek Dam after losing 2 fish. After losing 2 fish last night, catching a barbel earlier today, finally managed to catch one of the gorgeous carp from this lake. It's got a bit of weight, it's bulked up for the winter. Let's get a weighed and see what this treasure is. Okay. A stunning common weighing in at 36 pounds, and at that point my session was already made, but we knew there was still more to come. The rest of the night, however, was quiet yet again, but our spirits were lifted and we were ready to take on day 3.
Oh, good morning, coppers. Hey. Oh, shucks. Okay. Okay, take this.
You getting a bucket? You getting a bucket, Buddha?
It's too cold for that.
You are getting a bucket.
Justin.
And I owe you a bucket for the last time. You got a mirror, my friend.
Huh?
My dad landed a gorgeous mirror and yet again breaking his PB for the 3rd time at the same venue. Okay, pick that fish up, Dad. Hey, my dad's new PB of 14 kilos. Mirror that he's been waiting to catch. And I owe you a bucket for the last time. Congratulations, Dad. Take it. It has to be a small bucket, it's winter. Don't want the man to get sick. Well done. Are you not giving him a kiss?
It's coming right. Bye, my friend. Till we meet again.
At this point, my dad and I were over the moon, but we still hoped to land a few more fish as the trip was coming to an end. With the added motivation, we prepped our rods again for the last night. We stuck to a few areas that produced the bites, and once it was done, we sat back and just waited to hear those alarms once again.
I'm onto another fish, but I don't think this is a carp. I'm gonna be very upset if it's a barbel actually. Wait, I see a fin. Dukes, go in there.
Go quick, Dukes.
I think it's a barbel.
Who's in it?
It's a carp, but a very small one.
Here, take a net, Dukes.
Dukes, come fast. Okay, on to another fish. It's a carp, but it's not a very big one. But at this rate, we'll take anything we can get.
Pull him in, Jess.
Is it in? Got it?
Yeah.
Okay, another carp in the bag. Small leaky, but it'll do. Keep it in the water then. Okay, let me put my weight on. Landed another carp. Way smaller than the first one, but more than welcome in my net. Let's get him out of here. Just got splashed by this angry common. Not really happy to be out of the water.
So this spot that I picked this fish up from, yesterday I was looking for areas. There's so many features to be fishing to. I found an area where it looked like carp had been feeding. So I decided to bait the area yesterday and I didn't fish it. This afternoon I thought it was time to place a rig, put some bait over the top. And in a couple of hours I was rewarded with this little common. Not the biggest from Kwaggahoek Dam, but absolutely welcome in my net. So I'm going to get him back in and I'm going back to that spot. Hopefully we're able to pick up another fish if we're lucky. There you go. I am so glad to be back at Kwaggahoek Dam. Every time that I've been here, it's just gotten better and better. I remember it's like a good couple of years ago doing my first session here, being very new into the specimen game. And when I look back at how it started to where we are now, looking at some of the fish that's coming out, it just makes the sport so much more enjoyable, you know. And of course, good food. A bit disappointed though. I mean, we lost 4 fish, landed 3, we landed 2 bowel as well. So overall, I think it's been quite a good session. I really wish we could have converted some of those runs though. These fish are quite smart. They know exactly where these snags are. You can feel it immediately. They go straight to it. I mean, my dad, one of his fish, or the first fish that he lost, the fish was like a good couple of meters away from a snag and he went straight for it. Imagine going through a whole tree stump or whatever was growing on there. What was interesting to see was when we pulled that snag out, there was a lot of bloodworm that was coming out of the roots and stuff like that. So you can see some good natural foods for the carp. Probably what's contributing to their stunning growth. Just like how this is contributing to my stunning growth. But we've got one more day. Look, anything can happen. I mean, we've seen runs as early as 8 o'clock all the way to like 10 o'clock this morning. So, you know, you can't write off a run, it can happen at any moment. And I think when you fish a venue of this size, it can be very intimidating because if you fished here or if you haven't, this dam is quite massive and there's so many features to fish to. There are so many reeds, there's so many you know, sandbanks, there's a lot going on in here. I mean, even if you're going through mid-water, you actually see some of these like, you know, craters and stuff like that. So there's plenty of features to fish to. The problem is, you know, you're fishing a 2 or 3 rod setup and, you know, you can only pick 2 or 3 spots and it's just a matter of time if fish come into that spot or not. So I'm just confident and I'm happy that we were able to place rigs, and, you know, majority of the rigs that we place is where we picked up bites. I mean, I was saying a little earlier that I had found, because there were so many features to fish to, what I'd done was I'd placed my rigs where I thought I was, you know, likely to pick up a fish, but then I also sort of had like plan B spots. Just threw a couple of feed over the top where I could see. It was probably about half a meter deep water. And when I came the next day, you could actually see the carp feeding on it. And I know it's carp because you can actually see they're like little craters. You know, where as opposed to a barbel who just eats off the surface as he goes through, you could actually see those little holes, and obviously my feed was gone. So that, you know, triggered, and it was like, let's change the spots, let's move the baits over or move the rigs over to those spots. And it produced 2 runs, two different spots. So I'm really confident in where we're placing our rigs. It's really just a waiting game right now. See if we'll be able to pick up the fish. So for now, I'm going to continue eating my cold burger. And if we have another run to show you, you'll be seeing me soon.
And finally, after 3 years of fishing this venue, we finally got to catch some beautiful carp. In fact, my dad was even rewarded with a last-minute special as we started to pack up. So this session was such a morale booster, and I can finally say that I finally got my revenge at Kwaggahoek Dam. It's It's also been so long since I've posted some content, but I'm really hoping to get back into the swing of things this year. So as always, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you on the next adventure.